Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about the free body diagram. Okay, one of the most important in the mechanics part. Okay, it is useful in every chapter from here. Okay, in work power energy, collision, rotational motion, system of particles, okay, gravitation, and mechanical properties of fluids, and some part in the thermodynamics also. Okay, fine. Free body diagram explains about the diagram which explains about or which describes the direction of the forces that are acting on an object. Okay, free body diagram explains about the direction of the forces that are acting on an object. Okay, in the free body diagram we are having the five cases, that is horizontal surface, vertical surface, atwood machine, inclined plane, and then wedge. Okay, these are the five cases are there. In this, firstly I am considering the horizontal surface. In this I am considering the horizontal surface. Let us consider a horizontal surface which is a smooth surface. Okay, that is, there is no friction. We can call it a frictionless surface. Okay, now on this kind of object, what are the forces that acts? Generally, on a frictionless surface, we are having the four different types of forces will act. One is the weight, normal force, applied force, and then tension. Okay, now first let me define the weight. Okay, weight will act, that is, weight is a force which is acted by the earth. Okay, earth is pulling the object towards the center of the earth. So that is, weight will act vertically downwards. That is, earth is pulling the object from the center of mass or from the midpoint of the object. Okay, from the center of mass of the object to the vertically downwards. Okay, weight will, that is, we know that, okay, weight of an object is equal to mg, where g is the acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity, that is the number one. And number two, it is the normal force. Since the object is in contact with the surface, okay, the normal force defined as the force which acts perpendicular to the surface of contact. Perpendicular to the surface of contact can be called as normal force. The force which acts perpendicular to the surface of contact can be called as normal force. Okay, that is N. Okay, fine. Next, applied force. That is, in which direction the force will apply, we can call it as an applied force. Okay, suppose let us consider the object, the boundaries of the object as A and B. If I am applying a force here with respect to A, I can call this one as pushing force. I can call it pushing force. With respect to B, okay, that is, I can say it is a pulling force. Okay, so in all these cases we may have the pushing force or pulling force. Okay, that doesn't matter. Here we are considering the with respect to what? Okay, here I am considering with respect to A, with respect to one end of the object. So we can say it is a pushing force or pulling force. The pushing force with respect to A is equal to pulling force with respect to B. Okay, fine. Now, according to the Newton's second law, whenever a force is acted on an object, I can write it as F is equal to ma, mass into acceleration. So that's why I wrote here it as F is equal to ma. Okay, and then now tension. Now it is the tension. Okay, tension will act, or before going to say the tension or describe the tension, let us consider an object, whatever be the shape of the object. I am considering it is a circular shape. Okay, it is suspended by a thread from the fixed end. Okay, whenever I apply the force such that the object will oscillate, okay, by turning an angle with respect to vertical. Okay, in physics we'll call it as an angular displacement. displacement. Okay, so whenever it is there, such that in order to bring the particle to its initial position or equilibrium position, there must be acts and force which will act towards the point of suspension. Towards the point of suspension. Okay. Okay, fine. Suppose here it is in this direction we are having the applied force. Okay, and vertically downwards we are having the weight. Since the object is not in contact with any surface, in this case I don't have normal force. There will be a force which will act towards the point of suspension. We are calling it as a tension T. We are calling it a tension T. So tension, it is the force which will act on an object to bring the object into equilibrium position. To bring the object in equilibrium position. Suppose this is the first example, and second example, let us consider in the connected bodies only. Suppose if I am having the objects are in contact, having the masses, different masses, where m1 is not equal to m2. m1 is not equal to m2. Now, whenever I apply a force, okay, such that what will happen, both m1 and m2 will move with an acceleration. A. Okay, that means due to the application of the force, this m2 will move. According to the Newton's third law, for every reaction there is an equal and opposite reaction. So there is an opposite force will act such that, okay, this opposite force will brings object m2 in equilibrium position, and this force we are calling an contact force or tension. Okay, by this summary I can say that tension will act between the connected bodies or suspended bodies. When the object is suspended or when the object is gets in contact with another object, then we'll have the tension. In this type of forces, we don't have any tension. Okay, fine. So, like this, we will draw the direction of the forces in all the cases. Now, on the horizontal surface, I will connect the, okay, two or more objects. That means here we can call it as an, in our reference textbooks, we are having motion of connected bodies. That means that, okay, two or more objects are in contact, okay, with the help of a string. Say for example, let us consider an horizontal surface, okay, which is a smooth surface. Okay, na? Fine. Now here I am having an object of mass m1 and here I am having an object of mass m2. Such that m1 is not equal to m2. Okay, fine. Let us consider in this direction I am applying the force. We can consider either pulling force or pushing force, not an issue. Okay, such that these two objects are connected by a string. Suppose let us consider this is point A, this is B. The string length, let us consider the string length as L, and this string is having massless, inextensible and weightless. Inextensible, that is, as the objects m1 and m2 moves with an acceleration such that the length of the string does not changes. It neither increases nor decreases. At every part or at every instant of position and time, the length of the string will remains constant. Okay, fine. Now here it is. Firstly, I will draw the free body diagram. So firstly it is the weight. The weight of m1 will act vertically downwards, that is from the center of mass. Okay, that is vertically downwards, m1g, and here it is m2g. Since the objects are in contact with the surface, so we are having a normal force N1 and N2. Normal forces N1 and N2. Okay, na? Fine. Now here we are having that. It is whatever the force is applied on an object. Okay, I can write it as force is acted on the two objects. That is on the first object as well as on the second object. Force is acted on the first object and second object. So I can write as the total force applied is equal to force absorbed or received by the first object and second object. Okay, first object and the second object. So here we can write it as F is equal to F1 plus F2. F is equal to F1 plus F2. Now here it is that, okay, here we are having the, whenever according to the Newton's second law, F is equal to ma, the force acted on first object, it is F1 equal to m1a. Depends upon amount of the mass, we are having the force absorbed. So acceleration of the object, that is a1, is equal to the acceleration of a2, that is equal to a. So here I can say that it is, okay, here we can say that it is F is equal to m1a plus m2a. m1a plus m2a. Okay, fine. So here it is that it is acceleration equal to F by m1 plus m2. That is the acceleration of motion of two connected bodies. Okay, with respect to the force applied, what will happens? There will be a force will act which will brings m2 into equilibrium, and that force we are calling it as a tension T, or we can call it an contact force, Okay, fine. Now I want to find the tension T. See here from the diagram, the resultant of F and T will causes the motion in the block M2. So I can write it as F minus T is equal to M2A. Okay, na? F minus T is equal to M2A. So I can write it as, okay, F means M1A plus M2A minus T. I can write it as is equal to M2A. So tension T is equal to M1A. T1 is equal to M1A. Okay, na? Is it fine? Okay. Now here I can write it as tension T is equal to, since acceleration means F by m1 plus m2, that is the acceleration and tension for the motion of the two connected bodies. Okay, fine. Now here it is that tension I got it in the two connected bodies. Similarly, I will find the, okay, acceleration and tension when three bodies are in contact with the help of a string. Okay, na? Fine. Okay, now let us consider an horizontal surface, same as like before. We are having three objects of having masses m1, m2 and m3, such that m1 not equal to m2 is not equal to m3. Here I am applying a force F. Okay, first draw the free body diagram we are having the weight which is acting vertically downwards from the center of mass of the object, from the center of mass of the object. Okay, and objects M1, M2 and M3 are in contact with the surface. Okay, with the surface. So here we can say that, here I can say that it is, we are having a normal force, N1 is acting perpendicular to the surface of contact, and N2 and N3, and here there is a force F is acting, such that here what we can say that it is that due to the, here we are having a string. Okay, this is A and this is B, C and then D. A, B and C, D are made up of with only one string. Okay, the total length of the string, it is AB plus CD. Okay, and here also the string, it is massless, weightless and inextensible. Inextensible means that the length of the string, okay, is constant. Okay, it neither increases nor decreases. Okay, fine. Now here it is that whenever a force is acted on this one, there will be a tension will act. Suppose let us consider this as T2, and similarly there will be a tension will act on the M1. That is the tension T2 which will brings the object M3 in equilibrium. And T1 also. Okay, that is, okay, here we can say that there will be a contact force between M2 and M3. Okay, and M1 and M2. Okay, fine. Here I can say that it has the total force applied is equal to sum of the forces acting on the three objects. That is F1 plus F2 plus F3. That is, I can write as, likewise before, I can write it as F is equal to M1A plus M2A plus M3A. Right? Since it is only one string, the acceleration of the three objects will be the same. So acceleration, I can write it as F by M1 plus M2 plus M3. That is the acceleration of the motion of the three connected bodies. Okay, remember the formula, that is this one. Okay, now from the diagram, see the here resultant of F and T2. Okay, I can write as F minus T2. Resultant of these two forces causes the motion in the block M3. So I can write as M3A. F minus T3, F minus T2 is equal to M3A. Okay, fine. Okay, now I can say that, okay, here it is that, okay, here it is that it is F means M1A plus M2A plus M3A minus T2 is equal to M3A. So I can write it as T2 is equal to M1 plus M2 into A. Okay, so T2 is equal to acceleration means F by M1 plus M2 plus M3. So this is the formula for tension T2 is equal to M1 plus M2 into F by M1 plus M2 plus M3. Now I will find the tension T1. That is, tension T1, I can find it as amount of force applied is this one. Amount of force in opposite direction is T1 and T2. See, the tension is acting, T2 is acting on M1 plus M2. So T1, it is the force of reaction. According to the Newton's law, okay, that is F must be equal and opposite to the, that is T1 plus T2 must be equal and opposite to the force. Equal and opposite to the force. So we can write it as T1 is equal to M3A. That is T1 is equal to M3F by M1 plus M2 plus M3. M1 plus M2 plus M3. Okay. Okay, fine. Now here it is that this is the tension. Let us consider an example. Okay. Say for example, let us consider we are having the three objects. Such that is first object it is 2 kg, and second object it is 3 kg, and third object it is 4 kg, and I am applying a force of 27 Newton. Okay. Now I want to find what will be the acceleration and what will be the tensions. Okay. That means in this direction I am having 27 Newton. So acceleration we know that it is F by M1 plus M2 plus M3. That is 27 by 2 plus 3 plus 4. Okay. That is nothing but 3 meter per second square. Acceleration it is 3 meter per second square. Now what I consider it is, this is the tension T2 and this is the tension T1. Okay. So I can write it as 27 minus T2 is equal to 4A. That is M3A. You can see here. Okay. So 27 minus T2 equal to, already I got the acceleration, that is 12. So T2 is equal to 15 Newton. And T1 is equal to, we know that T1 is equal to M3A. That is nothing but T1 equal to 4A. M3 it is 4. So T1 is equal to 12 Newton. Okay. Okay, fine. See here T1 plus T2, it is nothing but force F. Okay, na? Like this, we will find the tensions in the string and acceleration of the objects, three objects which are connected by a string. Okay, and the same procedure we will follow whenever the objects are in contact. Okay, that is without the help of a string also we will follow the same procedure. Okay. Okay, fine. Now next one, it is on the vertical surface. Next it is about the vertical surface. That is, we are having suppose let us consider a wall. Okay, like this we are having a wall. Okay, na? Here I am having an object. Let us consider the object is having a mass m. Okay, see, generally this is our real-time application. In generally, what I did in my room, it is, okay, in my personal room, what I did it is, I kept the poster of the Sachin Tendulkar or APJ Abdul Kalam. While keeping the poster, what I did it is, I am applying a force on the object, that is on the poster. In turn, I am applying a force on the wall. So this is the direction of the force applied. And here we are having an surface of contact. Perpendicular to the surface of contact, okay, we are having the normal force. So from the center of mass of the object vertically downwards, we are having the weight, that is mg. Since the object here it is neither it is in contact with any other object or nor it is in suspended. So here we don't have any tension. Here we don't have any tension. Okay. That is the general free body diagram for a vertical surface, basic diagram. Okay, general diagram. Okay, suppose let us consider if two objects M1 and M2. Okay, suppose it is a fixed rod. With the help of a string, I am having a mass M1, and with the same string we are having a mass M2. We are having a mass M2. Now I want to find the what will be the tensions, okay, in the string, and what will be the tensions in the string. Now here it is that, okay, here it is that we are having a force is applied vertically downwards. Okay, vertically downwards. Okay, fine. Now here we are having that, it is for M1, okay, for M1 we are having that weight will act in the downward direction. Okay, weight will act in the downward direction, and the tension T1 is acting in the towards the point of suspension. So for M1 I can write it as T1 is equal to F plus M1G. Okay na? Right? Okay. Here downwards we are having M2G. Okay. A tension will act T2. So I can write as T2 is equal to T1 plus, okay, T1 plus, that is we can have the F plus M1G plus M2G. Tension is acting upward direction, M1G, M2G and F all are acting in the downward direction. So I can write as F plus M1 plus M2 into G. M1 plus M2 into G. You may ask here, it is, sir, we are applying a force, what will be acceleration, sir? You may ask me, but here what happens, it is, whenever the objects are coming downwards, the acceleration of the particles is equal to the acceleration due to gravity. Right? So that's why here we are not finding the acceleration. Okay? So T1 is equal to F plus M1G and T2 is equal to F plus M1 plus M2G. Okay. By these expressions, we can observe very clearly T2 will be greater than T1. T2 will be greater than T1. Right? Okay. Like this, we are having the vertical surface. And this vertical surface will have more important role with the friction. Whenever the surface is friction, then we will have the more role. And in this example, you can see we are drawing the applied force, weight, tension. Since the objects are not in contact with any surface, so we don't have any normal force. Since the objects are not in contact with the surface, so we don't have any normal force. Okay. And then the next third one, it is the Atwood machine or pulley. That is, Atwood, it is the name of the scientist. Okay, Atwood machine or pulley. This Atwood machine or pulley, it is consisting of an circular wheel having a radius r, such that this circular wheel is connected to an fixed rod or fixed end. Okay, such that the ends of this circular wheel are having a strings, like this. Okay, one end of the string okay, is having a mass m1. One end of a string is having a mass m1, and the other end of the string it is having a mass m2. It's having a mass m2. Okay. Now suppose let us consider m1 is greater than m2. Why we need to draw FBD and why we need to study FBD means that, okay, when m1 is greater than m2, okay, the forces acting on m1 and m2 are different. So this kind of system can be called as non-equilibrium system. Can be called as non-equilibrium system. So by applying how much amount of force to be applied to bring this system into equilibrium. That's what we are going to read here. Okay, in some of the textbooks, especially in the DC Pandey, okay, in one of the series of book, he will write about that these are, okay, non-equilibrium objects. Okay, non-equilibrium objects. By how much force to be applied such that we can bring into the equilibrium. We can bring into the equilibrium. Okay. In this case, I want to find firstly, I want to draw FBD. FBD means that free body diagram. A diagram which explains about the direction of forces acting on the objects. Acting on the objects. Okay, free body diagram. Okay, fine. And then I want to find acceleration and what is the tension in the string. Here we are having the string as, suppose this point is A and this is B, and here it is C, this is D. The total length of the string I can write it as L is equal to AB plus this one BC plus CD. BC, it is a semicircle. Okay, the length of a semicircle I can write as pi r, because the length of a circle it is 2 pi r. So here we are having a semicircle, so I can write it as pi r. Okay, okay. That is, here the string is made up of with only one string. Okay, for entire one string will have same acceleration and same tension. Will have the same tension. Okay, fine. Now firstly I will draw the free body diagram. That is, here it is, we are having the vertically downwards, we are having the weight, that is m1g and m2g. Right? Now before going to draw the free body diagram, let us consider on my two shoulders, suppose on the right hand side shoulder, here I am having 10 kg and on the left hand shoulder I am having the 2 kg. That means then the shoulder will go like this. That means the shoulder which is having the less mass will goes up, and the shoulder which is having the more weight, more mass, okay, will goes down. So like that, here also the same thing. Since m1 is greater than m2, okay, this will accelerate down. Here will be accelerate up. m2 will be accelerated up. Since it is the same string, acceleration will be the same. Okay? Okay, fine. With respect to a mass, we will have the force. Okay. So there will be a force which will act towards the point of suspension to bring the m1 and m2 in equilibrium. To bring the m1 and m2 in equilibrium. So this is the tension T. Tension T will act towards the point of suspension to bring the objects in equilibrium. To bring the objects in equilibrium. Okay, fine. So I can write as for m1. For m1, since it is accelerating down. Okay. So what will happen? Here we are having the weight will be more